What's up, guys? It's your local realized man checking in the realized living room with the realized wife beater. And today I want to talk about reprogramming the subconscious mind, which is a request that I've had from numerous subscribers to continue the series. Today we're going to talk about it. We're going to go deep into the self-image. Now, basically, I talked about the self-image in the first video of this installment, and I briefly went into it, but as kind of as a refresher, the self-image is basically your self-concept, who you think that you are at the core, this idea you have in your brain of who you are, right? So my self-image might consist of Isaac, 6'1", black, big arms, just these ideas that you develop throughout your life, right? This idea that you have of yourself. Are you confident? What's your self-esteem like? Or these various attributes. Now, the self-image is incredibly important because it dictates the success that you have. In self-improvement, a lot of people try tackle the surface level ideas or surface level problems, right? They try quit smoking, they try quit whatever habit, they try quit no fap, right? And they set up these systems, they try make these habits, they go to these seminars, they read the books. But the problem is, if your self-image is not aligned with the person that you want to become, all these things inevitably will fail with time. So you need to really tackle the self-image at its core in order to reap the success that you want, right? Because the self-image is incredibly resilient. You have to remember, it's your whole life's worth of programming goes into your self-image. The culture you grew up, the inculcated beliefs of your society, they all go into the self-image. What you watch on TV, what your parents told you, traumatic experiences, everything. So it's very, very resilient, and you need to be able to attack that at its core before any meaningful progress happens in your life. Now, I heard this good story by Bruce Lipton, who's also someone who's really into this subconscious mind field. And he said, he talked about a couple that won $100 million, right, via lotto. And this couple went to this, wealthy party where there was a bunch of wealthy people, that have been wealthy all their lives. The problem is the couple, right, they were new to this wealth game. So their self-image hadn't quite caught up with their outside circumstances. So when they went to this party, they were feeling like they didn't belong. Even though their net worth was higher than everyone else, they didn't feel like they belonged. They felt like they were outsiders, that they kind of cheated the system, right? And what happened to this couple is they eventually became broke. They were more broke than before they won the lotto, because once again, their self-image didn't catch up with the idea of them being millionaires, and they did small things to subtly sabotage them, as in they became prodigal with their money, wasteful, buying things they couldn't afford, until they were back into their comfort zone where their self-image felt safe. So it's incredibly important, and this is why you see a lot of successful entrepreneurs that mess up one venture. They can regroup, get back into it, and be successful in another venture. This is why you see someone who's a criminal. They mess up in some aspect of their lives. They get a second chance, and yet they do the same shit over again. And you're just wondering, what the fuck is wrong with this person? Why do they keep fucking up? Or why is this person keep being successful? Why is there certain consistency with characters that we see in life? These character traits, people just keep doing the same thing that they initially were doing. It's because their self-image is active, their self-image is consistent, and it does what it does to stay on track with the idea. So in life, what we have to do before we can even really practically do any subconscious reprogramming is we need to see what beliefs or what ideas our self-image has. And the problem is, a lot of these ideas that limit us are not very obvious, right? All these things that we picked up when we were younger throughout the years are not obvious. All these things that society has kind of imprinted in our brains are not obvious until we analyze them with a magnifying glass. And the magnifying glass we're going to use is mindfulness, is meditation, which I'm always preaching about. People always ask me, so why are you always talking about meditations? Because of its universal applicability. There's so many places you can use it to improve your life. And if you're not meditating at this stage with this channel, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. But anyway, we're going to use meditation. We're going to sit down with ourselves, right? We're going to be more quiet, right? Slow down the standard grind that we usually have, in life. We're running around, we're doing work, we're working on projects, we're exercising, we're watching TV, we're eating. We don't have enough time to sit down with ourselves and see what's going on in here. And that's what meditation is going to do for you. It's going to allow you to slow down a bit and see what thoughts pop up. And here's the trick. When you're meditating, a range of things will happen. You might see, a pink elephant walking across your room. Right, fine. You might see your favorite meal, spaghetti bolognese, right in front of you. Okay, cool. That's cool too. You might think about what you're going to do next week for your birthday, or how your girlfriend mistreated you. All these crazy thoughts will come up, right? Don't worry about them. But occasionally, a subtle thought will pop up, right? A small thought, insidious, right? Something like, this is too hard, or you are not good enough, or why you always fucking up. Just small things like that, right? Small thought that you normally would not pay too much attention to. When this comes up, and if you think it's important, what I tell people to do is write it down, right? Just write it down. Write down the thought on a piece of paper, and then continue the meditation. And over the course of weeks, days, months with meditation, you have a bunch of thoughts that you have written down that are repetitive, right? That are insidious. And what you're going to do is, when you're not meditating, when you're conscious, is go over this list and see which ones might be detrimental to your goals, right? Which ideas of yourself might be detrimental to the goals that you have set for yourself. And once you have figured these out, that's when you can start using the various tools of subconscious reprogramming that we talked about, the visualization, the mantras, and all these other ideas that I'm going to discuss in the future, right? Give you more tools. That's when you can start using these tools effectively, because you're going to target the problem at its core, right? You're going to cut the cancer out before it has a chance to grow, instead of just trying an array of different self-improvement tactics, trying these different habits, trying all this crazy shit. You're going to fix the problem at its core, and that's going to be a lot better for you. You're going to have more straightforward results. Things are going to be much easier if you do that. So recounting, self-image is what you see yourself as, and you always are going to try and align with the idea of yourself. Your subconscious will always sabotage you to stay consistent with that. So we need to meditate to find the faults that have been inculcated into our self-image throughout the years, things that we might not be aware of during normal everyday conscious conversations and living. Once we find these things, we can then effectively use the tools of subconscious reprogramming, such as visualization, visualizing what we want to be, how we want to see ourselves, or using mantras, implanting ideas, the words we want to hear in our minds over and over again. All right, we can start using these tools now to effectively change our lives, so that we don't have to work so hard, so that it becomes automatic. That's the power of the subconscious. Once you do this right, things become automatic. It's no longer a hassle. It's no longer, a big war that you're constantly waging. You see people trying to lose weight. They have this huge war that they battle with for years. It's not the diet. It's not the exercise, right? It's something to do with your self-image. What is wrong with you that is making you go back? You're still seeing yourself as a fat person, right? Or the person who's smoking. You're still seeing yourself as a smoker. The person who can't stay on no fat. You're still seeing yourself as someone who needs that. So once you fix the problem at its core, all these other things fall in place. Anyway, guys, that's the video for today. I hope you guys like that video. I'm going to do a lot more videos on the self-image, of course, in the future, because it's such an important topic, guys. Like, once you master this, trust me, all these other things, the self-improvement, are just going to be gimmicks, just going to be things that come and go. Once you fix your self-image, it's just going to be lit. It's going to be awesome, right? Until next time, guys, I'll be seeing you soon. Peace.
I know what you're thinking. That's a damn good end screen. And you're right. And also, if you subscribe to the videos, make sure to click post notifications so that you can see more of these end screens in your news feed, because YouTube's not going to show them any other way. Yeah, thanks.